The film starts with a girl named Gwen. She arrives at a motel to apply for a part-time job where the owner is Teddy. Teddy needs someone to work the night shift at the motel. Upon entering the motel, Gwen finds the reception area empty. The hotel was in a deserted location and had very few guests. Gwen was getting scared here. She starts looking for Teddy in this motel, and suddenly, someone comes in front of her, seeing whom she screams. The other person also screams and finds out that it was Teddy. Teddy and Gwen talk about the job, and Gwen says, "Relax. I am experienced in this job. I will handle everything." Teddy takes her to the hotel and, while showing her the storeroom, mentions that the lock on the door is broken. Whenever she opens the storeroom, she will have to keep the brick. Otherwise, if it gets locked, she will be stuck here. The lock only opens from the outside. While leaving the storeroom, Gwen notices a lot of cars in the motel's garage. She can't tell if they are damaged or just abandoned there. She thought maybe there was an accident here, or this place was haunted. There was also a pool in this motel, which was in a very bad condition now. Teddy says last year there was a big hole in this pool. A lot of effort was made to fix it, but it was not filled. That's why the pool is still closed. After visiting the hotel, Teddy says, "Okay, I have some work. I am leaving. If you are hungry, take this menu. There is a hotel nearby. You can order food from there." When he was leaving, Gwen says, "Give me a weapon." Teddy turns around and asks, "What do you need a weapon for? If you think this hotel is haunted or something like that, let me tell you, there is nothing like that here. I have been running this motel for many years." Gwen says, "I'm alone here. Anything could happen to me. I should have a weapon." Teddy says, "You can call the police," but Gwen insists, "No, I just need a weapon," because it takes more than 30 minutes for the police to come here. Teddy says, "Okay, there is a knife and axe behind you. If something like this happens to you, use it and kill your enemies." Anyway, he was just kidding. Now he gets serious and says to Gwen, "Listen, I have no enemies and there is no problem. If you see any problem, you can call me." After Teddy's departure, Gwen visits this hotel again and sees big rats in this hotel. There was only one guest in this motel where Gwen knocks. She actually wanted to ask the guest if she didn't need anything. As Gwen knocked, the door opened and Gwen found a strange girl there. Her hands were red. She didn't even open the whole door. Don't know what was going on inside. Gwen asks about something, but then shakes her head, says no, and closes the door. After that, Gwen goes to clean a room, and she saw a car outside the motel from the window. It seemed that the person sitting in the car was looking at Gwen. Anyway, ignoring this, she comes back to the reception. She was hungry now, so she ordered food when suddenly, she got a call from room 13. There was no one in room 13. Being scared when Gwen received the call, she heard a woman laughing from behind. Gwen got scared and put the phone down. Gwen wanted to know who was in room 13. Fearing the worst, she went outside the room 13 with a knife. Moving inside, we didn't see anyone, but Gwen felt as if someone was following her. Afraid, she picked up a phone and suddenly, a shadow comes behind her. Showing its real face, that shadow says in Gwen's ears, "It's for you." Hearing this, Gwen gets scared. She panics and rushes out of the room within seconds. The girl in room 6 named Alice saw Gwen. Seeing her panicked, she asked her, "Are you okay?" Gwen nodded in agreement. We found out that Alice was a good girl. The hands we saw before her were not red from blood, but she was dyeing her hair. Her room's hair dryer was broken. She just came to Gwen to get it exchanged. Gwen takes her to the storeroom and makes the same mistake she shouldn't have made. She didn't put the brick in front of the door, and the door got locked. Gwen and Alice got scared. Gwen told her that now she will be able to open it in the morning, because Teddy will come in the morning. Suddenly, Alice realized that someone touched her shoulder, but she sees it was a big rat. When Alice felt this, she became even more scared and screamed. She was disgusted by the rat. She said to Gwen, "You are so careless. My phone is in the room. Now I don't know what we do." Suddenly, a man came out of the storeroom. Gwen got scared when she saw him, thinking it was the same guy who had been watching her from the car. But it was revealed here that he was actually a delivery man who brought Gwen's food. They were lucky, that's why he reached on time and opened the door from outside. After that, these two girls breathed a sigh of relief. They eat together and talk to each other. Alice tells Gwen her story, that she had a fight with her mom. That's why she left her house and came here. The next morning, her boyfriend will come to pick her up, and she will leave. Hearing her, Gwen advises Alice that she should go back to her mom. Family is a big blessing. Alice thinks about it, and Gwen gets up and goes to get drinks. When she went out, she saw that the car she saw earlier was still outside the motel, and someone was still watching Gwen. At first, it might have just been Gwen's suspicion, but now she was certain that someone was watching her. She panics and enters the motel. The bottles drop from her hands. Alice asks what happened and offers to help Gwen clean up the glass from the ground. But Gwen scolds her and tells her to go away. Alice felt bad, but she went away because she could understand Gwen's mental condition. After some time, Gwen is on her duty again. A rich couple comes here to take a room. This couple was very rude and misbehaved with Gwen, so she charged them for the whole night instead of an hour, even though they just want the room for an hour. Meanwhile, this guy goes to his room, tossing money at Gwen's face for the entire night. Gwen had a suspicion that they were sitting in the car. That's why she goes to their room to check them. Here, they were spending time together. The girl also felt that someone was watching them. As she came out of the room, Gwen hid behind a car. As she goes back to her room, Gwen leaves. When she passed near the pool, she felt that something was moving in the pool. As she goes near the pool, the stand of the pool breaks and she falls into the pool. When she falls into the pool, a woman comes out of the pit who grabs Gwen and pulls her into the pool. It was not a woman, but a ghost. Gwen also started screaming loudly to see it. Alice heard her screaming and came to help her. Alice pulled her out of the pool somehow and asked, "What did you see in the pool?" Gwen thought that if she told the truth, Alice would think she was crazy. That's why she says to Alice, "Nothing, I just slipped into the pool." Alice and Gwen both come to the room, and Alice asks Gwen one more time, "Tell me, what did you see in the pool? Don't you know that this place is haunted?" Hearing this, Gwen's face turned pale because she didn't know the truth about this place. Alice says to Gwen, "Yes, many famous stories about this place, that's why I came here. Because I know that no one will come here looking for me." Gwen was listening to Alice unconsciously inside. She was getting angry. Why did Teddy lie to her? Why didn't Teddy tell her the truth that this place is haunted? Now Gwen started believing that if she tells Alice something, she will not consider her insane. It is shown that the couple also left. Gwen tells Alice, "Ever since I came here, something strange is happening to me. I saw a car outside the motel twice. I think it came after me." Alice asks, "Why do you think that car is after you?" Gwen starts telling her story and says, "When I was very young, a man named Walter entered our house. He brutally killed my mom and my sisters, but luckily, I escaped. I ran away from there, and then that madman was sent to a mental asylum." Gwen tells her that I found out that 2 days ago, he ran away from the mental asylum. Now he's after me as if he wants to kill me. And after that, his purpose will be fulfilled. Gwen had her mom's necklace. Gwen says the day my mom died, this necklace also disappeared with her. And now 2 days ago, I found this in the mailbox. I think that killer took this necklace, and now sending it to the mailbox is a warning for me. Alice feels very distressed after hearing her story, and at the same time, she is also scared. She tells Gwen that you should immediately tell the police about this, but Gwen says, "No, I can't do that, because I only doubt this car. I don't believe, and on the basis of doubt, I will not be able to tell the police anything." Now, Gwen had decided that she would leave from here. Before leaving, she tells Alice to close her door and leave from here as soon as it is morning. Alice says, "Yes, I will leave. I thought about your words, and I realized that my mom loves me very much. I will go back to her as soon as it is morning, and I will also apologize to her." Before leaving, Gwen goes to the reception to get her things, where she sees a ghost of someone in the CCTV. Suddenly, the same ghost followed her. Seeing this, Gwen gets scared and calls Teddy from the motel phone, starting to say harsh things to him. She scolded him by saying, "Why didn't you tell me that this place is haunted? If you had told me earlier, I would never have come here, and now I am leaving from here. I will not stay here for a minute." Teddy tries to calm her down and says, "I've been running this motel for so many years. How could it be that I don't know if it's haunted or not? Relax, I'll come over in a while," Teddy says. After Gwen disconnects the call, a man walks into the motel. He looked decent from outside, but the way he was looking at Gwen was very strange. He asks Gwen for a room. Gwen gives him a room in exchange for money, but she suspects that he is the same man who killed her mom and sisters. As Gwen goes to show him the room, she injures this man with her knife because she thought him a killer, but in the story, the biggest twist is revealed. That the person she thought was a killer was not a killer, but a doctor. It was Gwen's doctor. There wasn't any killer. Gwen herself was the killer. The truth is that Gwen was a psychopath and had been kept in a mental hospital. 2 days ago, Gwen ran away from there, and years ago, she murdered her mom and sisters, but she never believed it. She only believed the story which she had made up in her mind. The ghosts she was seeing here were just her illusions. This place was not haunted. The doctor came to catch Gwen because he knew how dangerous Gwen was. At that time, There were two nurses with the doctor, whom Gwen killed mercilessly. Alice heard the sound of footsteps. She also came out of her room because she knew that someone was going to attack Gwen to save Gwen's life. As she enters another room, she sees someone else's body instead of Gwen's. It was the body of the doctor, whose tongue had been cut out and discarded, and this was done by Gwen. Gwen was not in her senses. Alice was also very scared of her. Here, Alice, confused and worried after seeing all these things, was not given a chance to run away by Gwen, who killed her mercilessly. The owner of the motel, Teddy, arrives, but Gwen does not spare him. Before he can enter the motel, she attacks him mercilessly and kills him. The scene cuts to a few weeks later, revealing that Gwen has now become the owner of the motel. She has also renovated this motel very well. A guest comes to Gwen's motel for booking. Gwen welcomes her warmly, but somewhere on the wall of the motel, a blood symbol is shown, serving as a warning sign that whoever came to Gwen's motel, Gwen would kill him. Gwen would now kill her new customer with whom she was talking, concluding the story. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.